Living a debt-free life. Let's talk about it.
I am a 42-year-old mom of three, wife, married to my high school sweetheart. We have been married we got married in 2003, so you do the math. But we dated for 6 years before that, so we've been together a long time. We are in our early 40s. We are completely debt-free. We have paid off our house, we've paid off our vehicles, and we've not come into like a big lump sum. Nobody died and gave us a bunch of money. We don't have super high-paying jobs. I'm a teacher. He is a tech director and a coach for a school district. So we don't make a ton of money, but we managed to pay off everything. We have no credit card debt, no hospital debt, no nothing. And we love living life.
It's all about the decisions you make financially for the life that you want to live, guys. I cannot say this enough. You are where you are at financially because of the decisions you have made in your lifetime. If you are 6 figures in debt, you're 6 figures in debt because you chose to go get that money and take out that debt. It's up to you to make the life choices to get ahead financially, to make the sacrifice, to live the crappy lifestyle until you can get ahead. That's what it takes. There's no shortcuts. There's no secret formula. It's old-fashioned, living on less money than you make, budgeting every single month, and paying attention to the financial decisions that you are making in your life. If you do all of those things, I can guarantee you can also live a debt-free life. And I'm telling you this, guys, from a guy who lives a debt-free life minus the debt I have on my real estate investments, but consumer debt-wise, I have no debt, no mortgage, no car payments, nothing like that. It's like you've won the lottery.
I became completely debt-free 2 years ago, which is crazy how fast it's gone. It took me 5 years to pay off my debt. I had a total of more than $82,000 of debt. And I still am a firm believer that debt-free is the way to go. I'm not opposed to a mortgage. That's something that I eventually will get to. I don't own property now, so I'm okay with having mortgage debt, but I never again. I will do whatever it takes to not have credit card debt, car debt, all of the things, because it's not worth it. And I still use my credit cards. I get all the points, the rewards from the banks, bonuses, cash back. I want all that money back and more because I paid a ton of interest to the banks before, but I've made all that money back and then some. But I live within my means and I still travel. I prioritize what I want to spend my money on. I still buy clothes. I go out to eat here and there. But now my focus is on building wealth and nothing is working against me. So I don't have any interest that's working against me. I am putting money into savings, putting money into my investments, and now my money is working for me. And life is just so much less stressful when you don't have all these extra payments to make. You don't have any minimum payments hovering over you. You don't owe money to people. Life is so much, it's just a breath of fresh air, truly. Being debt-free does not eliminate all financial stress. Don't get me wrong. Like, I still want to work on increasing my income. I still don't feel like I have enough money. It's something I'm actively thinking about and working on, but not owing money to anybody, no banks, it just helps you sleep better at night. Truly, it's worth it. And I highly recommend it. If you've not started your debt-free journey, or if you are on your debt-free journey and need a push to keep on going, like, let this be your sign that it's worth it. You'll get to the other side and you'll feel the same way. I guarantee it.
100% agree with her, guys. And she is spot on when she says that the financial stress is not all the way gone when you're completely debt-free. It's just a different type of stress that hits. So, like, for example, I'm kind of right where she's at. Like, I'm still in the building wealth phase. I'm still in that phase of, like, I want to increase my income, but I also want to live a lifestyle of, when I want type thing. And then the biggest thing I want to touch on there too that I think is a very, very good thing to think about if you are living the debt-free lifestyle or you're on your debt-free journey is credit cards. Now, as she mentioned, my wife and I are also big users on credit cards. We put all of our expenses on credit cards and pay them off at the end of the month. Now, this leads me to something that I want to share with you guys, but did you know that it's possible for you to earn Bitcoin without ever having to buy it? Well, with today's video sponsor, Gemini, they make it possible. The Bitcoin credit card offers instant Bitcoin rewards on every purchase with no annual fee. You can check the rates and fees in the description. Use it like any other credit card. Buy lunch, gas, your weekly groceries, and you'll earn up to 4% back in Bitcoin or one of over 50 other cryptos straight to your account. You get up to 4% back on gas, transit, and rideshare, 3% back on dining, 2% on groceries, and 1% on everything else. A MasterCard World Elite, you can use it anywhere in the world where MasterCard is accepted. I've been earning Bitcoin every single time that I fill up either mine or my wife's tank with gas. And the best part, as you all probably know, going out to eat is the largest line item on my wife and I's budget. Now, every time we head out for a meal, I know I'm earning Bitcoin back on it, which is pretty cool. The Bitcoin credit card is an easy way for you to get exposure to Bitcoin without ever having to buy it. Just swipe your card like you normally would and earn Bitcoin back instead of points or miles. If you guys want to try it, to sign up for the card, head over to gemini.com/JJBuckner and get $200 in Bitcoin when you spend $3,000 in your first 90 days. Click the link in my description or go over to gemini.com/JJBuckner to apply and start earning instantly.
We are still plugging along on our debt-free journey, but we have a little bit of an update. I think our camper is selling. And so much of me was like so excited to get rid of the thing and just be done with the debt and everything like that. I didn't really stop to think about how sad I was going to be. I shed tears when they were pulling the camper out of the driveway this afternoon. And I don't really think that I was expecting that. We've had so much fun in that thing and made so many different memories and had a lot of fun with a lot of different friends and met new people and all the things. And it's just a part of our life that I absolutely love. And once we're debt free, we're going to get another one. But this time we're going to pay for it cash. We're working hard to get this debt gone and already have our next goal in sight. But we're going to do it the right way, I promise.
That is 100% what it takes to live the debt-free lifestyle. It's sacrifice upfront. As Dave Ramsey says it, it's living like no one else, so later you can live and give like no one else. There's no other true statement, guys. I remember when my wife and I first got started out of college, we luckily found this debt-free movement pretty early in life, and we told ourselves that. We said we are going to live like no one else, and we're going to pay off our student loan debt as fast as possible. We're going to live a pretty simple lifestyle, and here's the thing, guys. We still do to this day. Like, I don't think the habits ever really, left us. We still all live a very frugal lifestyle, even though we have, our income has changed drastically over the years. We still want to, build a legacy for ourselves, my wife and I, but I also want to build a legacy for my kids and my kids' kids. And I want to do and live an enjoyable life doing what I want to do, but also know that I'm building a financial future. And, I'm going to have a nice chunk of change when I choose to, lay down my hat and be like, hey, it's time for old JJ to retire. When that time comes and I'm ready, I don't know when that time will be here. I may work till I'm 70. I don't know. I love working. I love building stuff. So just having the option to do that, that's the goal. That is key. And the fastest way you can get there is by living a debt-free life, because when you don't have those payments going out for a $600-700 car payment, you don't have, racking up interest every single month on your balance on your credit card statement. When you don't have those obligations going out every single month, it's crazy. It's mind-blowing, the actual advantage and how quickly you can build your wealth, guys. It really is crazy. But you have to make the right decisions, you have to sacrifice, and you have to live below your means in order to get there. And unfortunately, not many people are willing to do that.
I don't cry on the internet. As a matter of fact, I just had a conversation about this with a friend, how I've never cried on the internet. But I wanted to remember how I feel right now because I just paid off my credit card. And I never thought it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen, but it was so daunting because I got divorced and I took all of our credit card debt. It was agreed upon, but it was a really, really big number. And it just felt like it was crushing me sometimes. And so here we are, September 13th of 2025, and I have officially paid off $54,000 of credit card debt. And I hope that is encouraging to somebody, because I'm a single mom and some days I just didn't know if I was going to make it. And I did. And I'm here, and I want to remember this feeling. And I hope that it is encouraging to you that you could do hard things too.
Take that as motivation, people. I mean, that is absolutely incredible. Single mom paying off over $54,000 in credit card debt. You can do it. I'm serious, guys. Like, if that's you right now, you're watching this video and you're like, oh, I would love to live a debt-free life, or I would love to even just have my credit card debt paid off. It starts, I'm gonna get cheesy here, but it absolutely starts with your mindset. If you are sitting on your couch right now, I think there's like 40% of you that watch me through your TV. If you're sitting on your couch right now, look at me. Look me in the eyes. And understand that you guys can do this. This is possible. It is possible to pay off your credit cards. It is possible to pay off your car. It is possible to pay off your student loans. But understand that it's not easy. And it's not easy because if it was, everyone would be living a debt-free lifestyle. But as we know from my videos, most people aren't. Most people are a week away from an ultimate disaster happening to them financially because they can't even cover a $1,000 emergency expense. Think about that for a second, guys. When you cannot cover $1,000 for an emergency expense and you have to go to your credit card because you don't have $1,000 in your account, that is a scary place to be. And you should not be living that life. You have to make a change, and I'm getting serious here, guys, because this needs to be talked about. People need to understand, and they need to learn this lifestyle is out there. You can actually get ahead. You can choose to live the debt-free life, but if you get caught up living with the Joneses, and your neighbors are buying a brand new boat, or they bought a lake house, or they got this fancy new car, and you feel like you need to keep up, bullcrap. Take it from a guy that is doing decent financially, that's still driving a 2009 Pontiac G6 that my wife got when she graduated high school. We're 35 and 34, mind you. It can be done. It can, guys. It just takes you to tell yourself that you can actually do it.
Is anybody else waiting to be fully out of debt to fully live their life? Because that's exactly how I feel right now. And it almost just feels like a waste because life is so short. I'm 35 now. I should realistically have my debt paid off by 2027. So by the time I'm 37, and that doesn't count student loans, unfortunately, but like, I'm just not counting those. But I just feel like I don't know, it's a weird situation to be in because I feel like throughout my 20s, and I can go off on a rant about this, it's a totally other video that I'll probably make, but in my 20s, you know, I wasn't ever taught about finances or how to handle money or how credit cards worked or anything like that. And so by the time I moved out here when I was 27, I found out what serious debt I was in, and I had absolutely no idea. So from then until January of this year, I was paying minimum payments. I was trying to get out of debt, and every single year, you know, I was like tracking my spending, I was tracking my finances, I was doing everything I possibly could, and I was going nowhere. And I know so many people know what that feels like, and it's a terrible, terrible feeling because you don't see the other side, you don't see an end to it, you feel trapped. Thankfully, one of my family members was able to give me a loan, and I am paying them back, but it's going to take me 2 years to pay them back. So again, by the time I'm 37, I will be out of this debt. But I feel like I'm just not yes, I'm living life, but I feel like I'm waiting to like travel to the places I really want to travel to. I'm waiting to, you know, I want to go, I love Barry's boot camp, but it's like $300 a month. So like I'm just going on walks. I'm not like working out and getting in the best shape of my life that I could. I'm, you know, buying food from Trader Joe's, which I love, but it's all like frozen meals. I'm not buying Whole Foods and like really like putting nutrition into my body. I feel like I'm not like gaining as much of a friendship with people as I should because I say no to going out to eat. I say no to going out a lot. And I just feel like it's such like a weird scenario of like, yes, I need to be responsible, but like, am I wasting my life away? And life is too short and the money will come, but also like, I need to pay this off. And if I don't, like, I don't want to like prolong the payoff period. So yeah, I don't know if anyone else is in that position, but it's a hard position to be in. And don't get me wrong, like I'm so grateful. I live in an amazing spot. I have amazing friends. I do go out to eat. I do travel. It's just not to the extent that I would like to. And I am thankfully healthy, but you know, I do all my free workouts. I just go on walks, etc. And yes, like I should be happy that I have food to eat in general. So like, again, it's a fine line between like be grateful for what you have and like, you know, you could make your life better. So I don't know, for those that are in debt, like, do you feel the same way? And I don't know, for those that aren't, let me know. So I don't know, that's just kind of my rant for the day.
All right, so I'm so glad that I found this clip because this is such a normal feeling. It's very normal. When you're on this debt payoff journey, you have FOMO, right? The fear of missing out. And I will say this, I think the best way that my wife and I handled this same exact situation is two ways. So the first way we did this is that we used everything she talked about in that clip as motivation, right? We used it as motivation as like, man, this is the lifestyle that we get to live once we cross that finish line of, you know, whatever our goal financially was, even if it's just paying off credit card debt or if it's becoming 100% debt free, whatever your goal is, everyone's different. Let that be your motivation, right? Let that be your motivation that's what it's going to turn into once you hit the goal. And all the sacrifice and everything will be worth it. And then for the second part of this, which is very, very, very important, I also believe, is that you have to celebrate your small wins, right? When you pay off your first $1,000 in debt, take you and the wife out to, or you and the husband, whoever, out to a steak dinner and celebrate it. Celebrate it. Yes, that may sound like, JJ, we just paid off $1,000. Now we're going to spend $150 on a steak dinner. Do it. Do it. That's how you stay motivated. And keep celebrating those small wins. So like every time my wife and I would pay off $5,000 of student loans, we'd either go out for a nice dinner, we'd go grab some nice drinks or whatever, and we would celebrate that knowing that like, man, babe, we did that. We just paid off an additional $5,000 of our student loans. We are now $5,000 closer to hitting our goal. Does wonders. It keeps you on track and it also lets you have a little bit of fun along the way. And if you have a long journey, I would say when you get maybe 25% or 50% of the way there, take a trip. Take a trip to celebrate being halfway done. That way it's a little refresher. When you go back, you're hitting the ground running again and you're working towards your goal. All right, so to finish this video off, as I do with any motivating, money win type video, is I got to finish it off with one of the most motivating pieces of content that helped me on my journey back in the day, and that is a good old-fashioned Dave Ramsey debt-free scream. So enjoy. Once I started realizing to relinquish control of things that I had no business trying to control anyhow, and putting my money in my own bank, as it were.
Now you're preaching.
That was where I realized I could bring about the most change and do the most good.
Yeah. Certain portion of depression is this sense of powerlessness that I can't get unstuck. You can't get unstuck when all your gas is out of your tank.
Probably the scariest part through this was because I'm a stay-at-home mom, I didn't contribute financially to the debt being paid off. I had to pick up slack at home. Also because his job was such a catalyst with his mental health issues, that fear that as he worked overtime, he would get back into those...
relapse.
That he would relapse, he would get back into those wrong ways of thinking. My perseverance was a much quieter perseverance. I had to trust that God was going to keep him balanced, to just keep going one step at a time.
It is a marathon.
Yeah, he's more of a sprinter and I'm more of a slow goer, and so we kind of balanced each other through
Yeah,
it.
I kind of suspected that. Yeah. All right, it's Grant and Michelle, Memphis, Tennessee. $40,000 paid off in 2 years and 6 days, making $56,000. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt free!
I love it. I love it, guys. Let that be you. Tell yourself that you can choose to make the change to live the lifestyle that you want to live. It can be done. If other people are doing it, so can you.